The next unit we'll be going over on our Axis and Allies Global 1940 2nd Edition tutorial series is the Submarine. Submarine costs 6 IPCs to build. It has a movement value of 2. It attacks at a 2 and it defends at a 1. Submarines, are very, very important. Not as important as the transport, but these are probably a close second. You can look at these as like the infantry of the sea. These are your meat shields, pretty much. But there's more to it than that, but if you're just building them as a part of a big fleet, yes, these are your meat shields. Since they're the cheapest unit, they're the unit you want to lose first. But in addition, these have tons of special abilities. These are one of the more complex units, especially with their relationships with the destroyer. Submarines are the best at convoy disruptions. They're able to roll 2 dice instead of just 1. We're going to save convoy disruptions for its own video, but take my word for it, submarines are quite good at convoy disruptions. They can treat hostile sea zones as friendly, meaning if we had a scenario like this, and I wanted to move my submarine from sea zone 112 to 119, I can. Most ships would have to stop here. They wouldn't be able to move through this. But a submarine can submerge, and they can go right under here and sail to sea zone 119. They can also dive. So let's say the British player, it's their turn, and they move their ships in here, they want to attack the submarine. The German player can say, all right, I'm going to submerge. Boom, the battle ends before it even begins. Nothing happens. They have another ability called Surprise Strike. This works a lot like AA guns work. So before combat, submarine will get to roll one die per submarine. And if they get a hit, the defender will choose, they'll choose what they hit. And if they kill it, it doesn't get to fight. It's not a part of the battle at all. It was lost before. That can be very, very useful. That also works when you're attacking. So if I'm attacking this cruiser and this battleship there, I can surprise strike them. And potentially they can just lose a ship and won't be able to fire back with it. The biggest problem with the submarine is it can be countered very easily by that other ship I just put down there, the destroyer. The destroyer and submarine are pretty much tied together. Without one, you wouldn't need the other. Destroyers pretty much counter submarines in every single way. Every ability a submarine has, a destroyer will take it away. So you can't move through a sea zone if there's a destroyer there with your submarine. You cannot do a surprise strike in a sea zone if there's a destroyer there. You cannot... What the hell was the other thing? I don't know. Yeah, destroyers hard counter submarines. They also have one little thing. Submarines can never shoot at air units. So if there's a fighter here, the submarine can't ever fight that. And typically the fighter can never shoot at the submarine either. But if there's a destroyer present, the destroyer spots for the fighter. So the destroyer will call up and say, hey, the destroyer is right here, fire here, and the fighter can attack it. But the submarine can never, ever hit back on an air unit. Now, if the destroyer would be lost, if the sub gets a hit and sinks it, then the battle ends because neither one can hit each other. Moving on, the powers that really like submarines. Again, the United States actually, I think, can get good use out of them, especially as part of like big fleets, but also for convoy disruptions. The UK, I would build maybe 1 or 2. I like parking a submarine in Sea Zone 105 or in Sea Zone 125 to get those convoy disruptions. Germany likes submarines, but I've never been able to make them work. I just think they're too easily countered by destroyers. But you could probably do it. I'm sure there are plenty of people better than me that are able to make submarines work. Italy likes them. They're cheap. They're cannon fodder, and there's a few convoy zones in the Mediterranean that they can take advantage of. France is irrelevant. The Soviet Union, don't build ships with them. China cannot build ships. Australia, I don't think mines subs. I think maybe one or two would be good, depending on what Japan's doing. There's a lot of convoy zones all around the Money Islands. There are convoy zones. Japan likes them as well. There are lots of convoy zones in the Pacific. Like around India, there's one. Around Australia, there's a couple. You probably won't get to those ones at the U.S., but you never know. I'd say pretty much every nation that's going to be able to build ships or that wants to build ships, I think they like submarines. Submarines are very useful, even if you just use them as meat shields, even if you ignore all their other abilities.